praises. Hey, Toy. Hey, guys. Oh, my God. I was just streaming through Twitter, and I saw something that was posted by Steve, so I went and pulled the thing up, and I'm like, Lord have mercy, what the hell are they talking about? So, guys, I wanted to bring it in here because I don't know where Dana and the rest of them gangs are. So I wanted you guys to, we can go read this together because this is some foolishness, y'all. Foolishness. They're trying to say that that Rob's attorneys and things like that basically is a threat to the potential jurors, y'all. I'm gonna let you guys see what they're talking about, and I'm gonna have a call in. I was hoping that Dana's out and about. Hey guys, hey, welcome. I was on Twitter and I saw Steve posted something, and so I decided to go and pull what he posted in regards to what the court just recently, the feds recently submitted. It's a 16-page request to sequence the jurors. So, because they believe that it's potentially that the jurors are going to be affected by R. Kelly's attorneys. Let me print it off right now so I can read it to you guys, and also I'm going to put it up on the screen. This is crazy. This is some craziness, y'all. This is really, really crazy. I was hoping Dana would be around, but let's see. Because I wanted him to break the news to you guys. Hold on a second. Let's see. Let me call Randa and for them to come in. Just bear with me, guys. I'm printing it off right now for you. Love me? It's crazy. It's really crazy. It's 16 pages. And we're going to go through exactly what it's saying. Because I don't quite understand why they would say that. So they're basically saying that they're going to have to sequence the jury because potentially that the jurors' lives, my lives might be in danger. This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. I'm going to put in the clip in. Hold on a second. Hey, you coming in? This is crazy. Well, I'm on live. Yeah. I was trying to reach you because they just put in the paperwork to sequential the juror because they feel that it might be a threat. They want to keep the jurors anonymous and sequence them. You need to come in. You need to, I was going to send this to you. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and read this online then, unless you want to go online and read it. Hey guy, I'm sorry. Dana's gonna come back with you guys and to talk to you about some stuff. I had it muted because there's some things he's talking about that I couldn't. It's some dirty stuff that's happening, guys. But I'm gonna read this whole motion that they put in. Um, this is crazy. This is not a fair fight, guys. You gotta pray hard for Robert because this is not a fair fight because they're doing some dirty stuff. They're doing just one second. Hello. Guys, I'm so sorry. Ugh. I'm sorry. I just was getting these calls coming in. Sorry about that. I'm gonna read to you what the motion is stating, but I don't know if you guys can see this. It says that the government memorandum of law in or support of the motion for them to be anonymous. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Hello. My apologies again. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I was gonna read it to you guys. I'm just getting calls. It says here, the government respectively submit the memorandum of law in support of its motion for anonymous and partial sequestration juror in this case. For the reasons set forth below, the government respectively requests that the identities of all prospective jurors, including their names, address, and place of employment, not be revealed to either parties or to attorneys or from the time each juror is impaled until the conclusion of the trial. The juror eating luncheon together and be accompanied in and out of the court by members of United States Marshal Service each day, so they do not mingle in the courthouse with the public or potential trials for suspectors. These measures are necessary to safeguard the jurors and the fair administration of justice. Moreover, these precautions will not deprive the defendant and meaningful jury selection, diminish the presumption of innocence, or cause any prejudice. The background. The crimes charged. The defendant will be tried for the charge described in the third superseding indictment, which was returned on March 12, 2020. The indictment charged one count of racketeering in violation of 18 U.S.C. 1962 C, involving 14 Racketeering Act, count 1, 13 counts of Mann Act transportation in engage in illegal sexual activity in violation of 18 C USC, counts 2. Hold on a second. Somebody's coming in. Hold on, guys. Oh, they came back out. Okay. Counts, okay, we said counts, man coercing and enticing and engaging in illegal sexual activity. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting so many like messages. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, said one account of man act coercion and enticing a minor in violation of 18 USC 2422, count 4, and one count of man act transportation of minor in violation of 18 USC 2423, count 5, and the racketeering act and substantive I'm so nervous, crime charges in the indictment related to 6 different victims identified in the indictment as Jane Doe number 1 through Jane Doe number 6. As a charge by the grand jury for over 2 decades, the defendant was leader of the racketeering enterprise. The enterprise comprised of individuals who served as managers, bodyguard, drivers, personal assistants, and runners for the defendant, as well as members of his entourage. Along with promoting the defendant music and the R. Kelly brand, the enterprise recruited women and girls to engage in illegal sexual activity with the defendant, offering transporting victims through the United States for the purpose. This sexual activity was often filmed and photographed by the defendant, including sexual explicit depicting of minor constituting child pornography. As alleged in the indictment, the defendant prolonged numerous numbers that many of his sexual partners was acquired to follow, including that the women and girls were to call him daddy. They were not permitted to leave their rooms to eat or to visit the bathroom without receiving his permission. They are required to wear baggy clothes and when not accompanied with the defendant or to any event. They were directed to keep their heads down and not look at other men. The defendant also isolated the women and girls from their friends and family, and made them dependent on him for their financial well-being. Okay, could you mute your phone?
Okay.
Mute it. Okay, it says here the defendant also isolated the women and girls from their friends and family and made them dependent on him for their financial well-being. The defendant also maintained his leadership and control of the enterprise by demanding absolute commitment from his members and not tolerating dissent or obtaining sensitive information about members and associates of the enterprise in order to maintain control of them. Media coverage. The government anticipates that the trial in its matter is likely to attract significant media coverage, given that the defendant's celebrity status, as well as known singer and performer, and the popularity of the docuseries Surviving R. Kelly, in the first installment of which aired in the Lifetime television network in January 2019 and currently available on Netflix, which explores allegation that the defendant engaged in abusive sex relationship with minor female and women adult. Indeed, this case and the defendant's other criminal cases all already generated significant and well spread media attention. For example, upon the defendant's arrest on federal charges in July 2019, numerous print, internet, and television sources, both in New York City metropolitan area and throughout the United States, published Rig Journal to give example of where to go and look for all the different posting of the media coverage. It goes on and on and on and on and on. I'm not going to read that part. And then it talks about, and these news outlets have continued to publish articles and air media account. In addition, numerous other celebrities have made public comments about the defendant and the charges he faces in the interview and on social media. They talk about Jim Kimmel, they talk about Stephen Colbert, they talk about Wendy Williams, they talk about Saturday Night Live, they talk about John Legend. They talk about Twitter account of John Legend. They talk about Jada Pinkett. They talk about Kerry Washington. They talk about Twitter accounts of Mick Mills, Lady Gaga. They talk about Bravo, Andy Cohen, and then the next one is the argument. The argument says legal standard. The Second Circuit has repeatedly upheld the anonymous jury where there is a reason to believe the jury needs protection and precaution have been given to minimize the adverse effect of jurors' opinion of the defendant. Then they give some case laws, right? A whole bunch of case laws. And then they go on to and say the Second Circuit Court has adopted two-step process for district court to follow in connection with the impaneled and anonymous jury. The district court should first determine whether there is a strong reason to believe that the jury needs protection. If there is, the court should then take reasonable precaution to minimize any prejudice that might arise from an anonymous jury, right? And then it says, importantly, the use of an anonymous jury does not infringe on the defendant's constitutional rights. So as long as the court conduct a voir dire design uncover any bias as such as issue or the defendant and take care of giving jurors plausible and non-prejudicial reason for not disclosing their identity, right? They give a case here, and then it says the court in this circuit have considered various factors to determine whether or not there is a reason to believe that the jurors' safety and impartial needs protected. Number one, they said the dangerousness of the defendant. The dangerousness of the defendant. They say R. Kelly is dangerous. Number two, whether the defendant or his associate have engaged in past attempt to interfere with jury process. Number three, whether or not the defendant has access to the means to harm the juror. Four, whether the trial is likely to attract media attention and publicity, which they give a case study on that one, right? Notably, all the factors need not be present. Autonomy is appropriate when the combination of these factors are present, and they gave another case law, right? Then it says, with respect to the defendant's past attempt to tamper with jury process, court looks at evidence of previous intimidation, bribing, and violence towards witnesses or jurors. Wow. And it says, noting defendant has an associate threatening witness life and offering $50,000 for witnesses' silence. Noting government witness had received anonymous in the middle of the night phone calls advising him that to remember nothing, and the defendant has threatened others with a baseball bat and a pistol. Noting co-conspirators has approached grand jury witnesses. Then the defendant is under perjury under pretrial detention. Whether he has means to harm juror often hinges in an extent to his connection with outside of the prison. Granting a motion for anonymous juror in part because defendant was a member of Stapleton Crew, and this is an organization has other members associated who are currently and will be at a large at the time of trial. Who is Stapleton Crew? Is anybody have heard of a Stapleton Crew? Hey guys, have y'all heard of a Stapleton Crew? Supposedly, Rob is supposed to be a member of Stapleton Crew. What is that? Anybody know? And it said this organization has other members and associates who are currently and will be at large at the trial. Okay, finally, whether the trial is likely to attract media attention may be illustrated by the nature and degree of the pre-trial publicity. Two procedures adequate protect the defendant's right and an unbiased jury during the use of anonymous jury. First, the court should conduct a voir dire that designed to uncover bias as an issue in this case. And as to the defendant himself, they give a case law again. It says, secondly, to reduce the possibility that the juror will interfere that the defendant is dangerous, the court shall give the juror a plausible and non-prejudicial reason for not disclosing their identity or for taking other security measure. And they give another case law. In many cases, the court instructs the jurors that additional safeguarding are to protect against intrusions by the media, right? Case law is given that, and then it says there is part reason and belief that the jurors' impartiality need protection in this case. Applying the standards and considering the facts set forth above, the interest of justice would be best served in a case by protecting the identities of jurors. And the charges are serious, as the government has described in details. In previous filing, the defendant is charged with a serious crimes, including leading racketeering enterprise, and that he created and used for decades to sexually abuse and exploit women and girls for his own sexual gratification, including through the use of bribery, kidnapping, and forced labor. The pattern of racketeering activity charges including the defendant's commission of 14 predictable acts against 6 different victims over 3 decades. Moreover, his status as a leader of the enterprise cannot be overstated and accentuate that the already serious nature of the criminal conduct of issue. The enterprise and the defendant's status within it allow the defendant to serially engage in criminal act and imputed, including against minor victim. The seriousness of the charged crimes is also reflected in the penalty that the defendant faces, which includes a mandatory of 10 years imprisonment up to life for counts 4 and 5, and up to 20 years imprisonment for counts 1, up to 20 years imprisonment for each counts 3, 7, 9, and 10 years imprisonment for counts number 2, 6, 5, and 8. The gravity of the defendant's situation creates significant incentives to threaten jurors and otherwise seek influence through the bribery and other means. And then they give another case, which is United States versus Gotti. They give that one. And then the fact that thus weighed heavily in the favor of compelling the anonymous jury in this case. And B, it says the defendant has the ability to interfere with the judicial process himself through his associates. The defendant and his associates have previously attempted to obstruct justice in the factor that weighs heavily in support anonymity. I don't know why I'm getting tongue-tied. Set forth fully in the government detention memorandum on July 12, 2019, and October 2nd, 2019, and April 17, 2020. And during prior bail hearing, the defendant, together with others on his behalf, has historically obstructive conduct, including the following. Now, listen to this, y'all. Okay, number 1, in connection with the trial in 2008, the defendant persuaded multiple individuals to testify falsely in a Cook County grand jury. Indeed, the indictment the defendant faced in Northern District of Illinois charges him with conspiracy, intimidating victim, and conceal evidence in effort to obstruct law enforcement, including with the respect to investigating in the 2000 that resulted in the defendant's 2008 state court trial for child pornography charges, of which he was acquitted. So, specifically, the Northern District of Illinois indictment charges that in 2001, the defendant and other individual began paying inadequate numbers of thousands of dollars to collect videos of porn, child pornography, and other purpose of concealing and covering up their existence. When the acquaintances later planned to hold a news conference to publicly announce that he recovered the video, the defendant and other paid him approximately $170,000 to exchange for agreeing to cancel the event. The defendant and other individuals also agreed to pay two persons for the efforts to return the video, but only after they took polygraph examination to confirm that they had. Hold on a second. Hold on, guys. Hold on, somebody's coming in. Hold on. Okay. The defendant and another individual also agreed to pay two persons for the efforts to return the video, and by only after they took the polygraph examination to confirm that they had returned all copies of in their possession. Following a civil lawsuit filed on behalf of Jane Doe number 6 against the defendant, listen guys, a lawyer for Jane Doe number 6 received a typewritten letter in 2018 proposing signed by the defendant. Enclosed the letter were two pieces of paper containing the image and the typewritten text. Oh my God, these people keep calling me. Hold on, y'all. Hello? Yeah, I'm still on live. The new one? Okay. All right. I'll call you back. Why did this child think I'm a dentist? Okay. Okay. Now we were reading the letter. This is the letter pertaining to remember the Don Russell letter, guys? This is in here. It says I'm going to restart over again. The following civil lawsuit filed on behalf of Jane Doe number 6 against the defendant. The lawyer of Jane Doe number 6 received a typewritten letter in 2018 purportedly signed by the defendant, including the letter that two pieces of paper that contains image and typewritten text, right? Amongst the image were a photograph of Jane Doe number 6 that had been appropriately cropped to disclose certain body parts. Remember that, guys? Beneath those photographs was text including, I assure you this would not be considered a Sunday to go to meeting dress. The two pictures have been cropped for the sake of exposing her extremities to the world. Yet, right, based on the content of the letter and the photograph, it is reasonably to conclude that the letter was sent at the defendant's direction and not for his benefit. And for his benefit, advising Jane Doe number 6 of his intent to maintain compromising pictures of her in an attempt to convince Jane Doe number 6 to abandon the lawsuit. Now, y'all know that was John Russell. I don't care what nobody say.
Yep.
That's John Russell. Okay.
Yep.
He's back in this crap again, right? Then it said the defendant also told multiple individuals, including one of as recent as 2018, that he needed to select to be. He needed. Wait. Let me start over. The defendant told multiple individuals, including one as recently as 2018, that they needed to select a side, his side or another side, and implicitly threatened that selecting the other side could result in physical harm to that person or the person's family. So who is that, y'all? Okay. C, the media coverage of this case will expose jurors to extraordinary pressure. Since the defendant's arrest, The case has garnered significant attention from both national and local media sources, which can only be expected to increase during trial. As detailed above, the defendant's initial indictment and federal arrest received worldwide coverage in print and internet outlets, as well as on national and local television news program. This factor weighs heavily in support in enabling the anonymous juror. The expected media attention may put significant pressure on the jurors to reach a verdict based on consideration other than the evidence presented at trial. For example, to either avoid or notoriety associated with the defendant or to seek out fame. Notable courts have obtained anonymous juror in cases where substantial media coverage, even whether neither the defendant nor his associate has any documented history of jury tampering. Affirming court's decision to enable anonymous juror where the defendant was charged with violent crimes and there were extensive media coverage of the case. They cited another case study, and then they said affirming decision a sequential juror in trials of judge accused of extorting on grounds of bad child care. This is another case study. Sorry. In Barnes and Noble, the second. Okay, this is another case study. Okay, and then the third one, D says the defendant is likely to be perceived as dangerous based on the evidence to be presented at trial. The defendant is likely to be perceived by the juror as capable of inflicting violence. Multiple witnesses will testify that the defendant physically and violently assaulted them when they broke one of the defendant's rules, and they witnessed the defendant physically assaulting others as well for similar transgressions. In this circumstance, the fact that the juror are aware that their identities are publicly known and subtly and unconsciously impair in their impartiality. Okay, they give another case study here. All right, another case study. Then it says here, for this reason, an anonymous and partial sequential jury is wanted in this case. An anonymous jury will be prejudicial to the defendants, will not be prejudicial to the defendants. Once the district court determines that there is strong reason to believe that the jury needs protection, it may enable an anonymous jury, provided that the reasonable precaution to minimize any potential jurors to the defendant.
Marshall says send him the link.
All right, there we go. Okay, let me finish. The defendant has two legitimate concerns that potentially affected by the decision to enable the anonymous jury. A, the right to make informed choices during the jury selection process. B, hold on, guys. B, the right to be tried by jurors who are not prejudiced by the reason of their anonymity. Okay, hold on. There's another one. Both these concerns can be readily addressed. Okay, she muted. A, the anonymous juror will not burden the defendant's ability to make informed choices during the jury selection. Although a defendant has a right to a meaningful voir dire of potential juror, they gave a case study, right? And then it says the decision as to the question to be asked in voir dire largely rests upon within the information discretion of the trial judge, right? They give another case study. And absent to clear abuse of another case study, another one. Then at the bottom it says the information that will be kept from the parties and the counsel if the motion is granted, namely the names, address, and place of employment of prospective juror is not crucial to the jury selection process. In selecting jury, the parties will learn, among others, the geographic areas in prospective juror reside and general nature of their employment, their age and level of their formal education. Indeed, the parties have already submitted a joint proposal jury questionnaire that will ensure that the parties will learn far more about the potential juror than a usual jury selection process that occurs in the trial in the district. It says the names of prospective jurors, to the extent they provide information about ethnicity and are needed for the meaningful wire dire. And then it goes back on and it says B, an instruction will be diminished in the risk of prejudice to the defendant. Numerous courts have recognized that their anonymity is necessary, and the court can instruct the jurors to why autonomy is appropriate in a neutral manner than minimize any risk of prejudice to the defendant. Although the due process clause of the Fifth Amendment protects the presumption of innocence, there is no per se rules that it may not be burdened. Okay, and then it could talk about another case law, right? Here's the burden is slightly compared to the interest in safeguarding the integrity of the juror process and can minimize through the proper jury instruction. Most commonly, the court have explained to the jurors that their privacies and their identity requires protection from the media and public. And then it goes on giving case laws again. Then in some cases that the court has explained the juror's potential partial anonymity by telling the prospective juror that an autonomy would only allow them to feel more comfortable in giving the candid answers to the personal question asked by a dire. Either of these examples would provide credible explanation and prospective juror in this case. Indeed, the intense media scrutiny expected to surround the trial is, in fact, a basis for the instant motion. For the potential sequestration, the government proposed that the juror be told that they are being escorted in and out of the courtroom to protect their privacy and in order to ensure a timely start on each day of the trial. This practice has been routinely followed in the district in recent years and should be followed as well. And these are all the case laws that have been given, all the case laws. And then in conclusion, for the foregoing reason, the government respectfully requests that the venue and the pete juror in the case be anonymous and partially sequestered. And it's respectfully from Richard Donahue and Elizabeth Getty. And it's sent to all counsel. So therefore, they are asking that the jurors be held anonymous because they feel that Robert is a threat to the jurors. So that's, in a nutshell, what they are saying. It's sad. And you notice the stuff from Don Russell is in there. No other stuff. So let's talk about that, guys. Y'all can unmute. Hello?
BS.
So that's what it is, guys.
Rhonda's still on mute.
Yeah, I'm here.
All this BS.
Oh, Angie, can you please come in? Because Angie, I need to ask you a question. Because, okay, if the juror is going to be held anonymous to his lawyers, how are they going to be able to pick the jury?
That's crazy. That is BS, and they know it.
God.
I missed most of it. So I
All
didn't hear the beginning part of it anyway.
that whole thing is
I sent it to you,
BS.
Randall. I sent it to you in your email.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it.
I can tell you that.
Angie, there's thing. Can you come in? Because you're the more of an expert. Court law is not my expertise at all. So how would it be fair? Dana said, "Don't trip." Okay, Dana, we won't trip.
That's all I can say.
I definitely think it's bull.
Yeah, it is. It
We
is.
already know. They've been doing this since
But
day one.
you know that his defense got something to say, so they'll come back, they'll speak what they gotta speak.
Mm-hmm. They say that's a game from New York, something like that.
No, Angie, they haven't picked the jury pool, but they're trying to make the jurors anonymous. So they're gonna make them anonymous to the lawyers too. That doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
They can't do that, can they?
I don't know. That's why I was asking Angie. Maybe she knows a little bit more than us.
You hear me, Shannon?
Because I had seen the tweet that Steve had sent out, and that's why I went in to look at it and see what it says. So, I'm gonna read Steve's tweet. Hold on a second, guys. Let me see. Okay, Steve says on his tweet, the federal wants R. Kelly juror protected. Fear the singer interferes, right? And then it says the singer's team interference. So
Everything that his team does is basically getting blamed. He's getting blamed for everything.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Dana said
whether they part of his team, they thought they was part of his team, including people coming on YouTube doing interviews and stuff. Like all this stuff is being used against him.
Dana said he was gonna break everything down as soon as he go home. So he was gonna break.
Talking about it here.
Yeah.
I know. We need to come on here and bring it down.
okay, remember in the reading it says that he was part of a staple crew. So someone just sent me thank you, Ms. Dimple, for that. She says 4 more sentenced in 2003 killing an undercover detective. So this crew, the government called it the Staple Crew, a Staten Island organization developed to murder and attempt murder and carjack, obstruction of justice, assault, robbery, narcotics trafficking, and firearm trafficking. Right? In March 10th, 2003, members of the crew fatally shot 2 undercover police detectives in front of a car of Tompkinsville, and since then, prosecutors have sought to hold 8 people responsible. 8 of the 3 have been already pleaded guilty of second-degree murder in the state Supreme Court in Staten Island. That is the remaining appearance in federal court in Brooklyn this week. So they're saying that Rob is part of that crew.
No, he's not. That's a whole lie. That is a whole lie.
Oh my God.
So he's supposed to be part of a New York crew?
Yeah. Angie says they're going to have to hold on a second. This is what Angie says. Angie says they're going to have all the potential jurors to come in, and both sides are going to pick jurors together. So the jury pool will not be hidden. Okay, Angie.
What she said. She said it will be hidden.
That's good.
She said it will be hidden.
Oh, that's bad.
I will not.
Oh, that's bad.
They said so. Just the jury pool will be hidden.
That's bad. That's a bad look.
Okay, so when you're at trial, we won't be able to see the juror.
So the thing is, I think what she's saying is the defense is gonna know who they are, because they're gonna have a pick too. So they're gonna pick, but we're not. Anybody outside of that is not gonna know the juror.
That's a bad look.
Wow.
I don't know, Dimples. I don't know why they trying to put R. Kelly with that crew.
Angie, check your email.
That is crazy.
Angie, check your email. That's what Randa said.
They trying to make him suffer.
And Shelly said, yes, that crew is all the way in Staten Island. So that, what does that have to do with Rob?
I'm gonna tell you,
Exactly.
what it has to do with is because people are probably lying. Y'all gotta realize people are talking behind the scenes to these prosecutors. People are doing stuff. They're saying stuff. They're putting stuff in their ears. So anything these prosecutors come out with is stuff that people that he thought was probably in his camp or whatever. They're the ones that's talking. Not all of them, but it's people that's talking behind the scenes. So
Yeah.
they probably trying to tie this crew in with this stuff to make it look even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, they trying to get their stuff up, their evidence up, because they trying to appeal this stuff.
That's crazy. They gonna know. We gonna see how this gonna turn out.
Anybody else want to come on and give y'all opinion? Talk about it.
That is crazy.
Man, this whole thing is messed up.
They know that.
It's built.
I'm saying they trying to make him suffer.
Right, Georgia Good. They got to prove all of this because God is still in charge.
That's the problem. They trying to make. That's the problem. They trying to make him
Hey,
suffer.
I gotta say something. Hey, what's the white man, the chubby white man's name that just got, released? But he's on home confinement.
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein.
He at home, ain't he?
Mm-hmm.
He got an ankle monitor. I'm sure he got an ankle monitor on.
I think so.
But what's the problem? You see I see the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his skin color.
Mm.
I'm sorry, I have to say that.
Oh, I see it too. You ain't the only one. Everybody will see that.
It's not fair, man.
It's not. I'm saying they trying to make him suffer.
She said, right, Randa, the 100 plus jury pool will be hidden. Once they start the final selection, then they will reveal the remaining jurors to pick from. I'm checking my email. Sorry, typo. But yeah, I mean, that the defense can't be left out of that. They have to know. You know what I'm saying? But again, because it's a high case and all this stuff is going on around it, they don't want anything to be tainted. But they're already doing all that.
We know who doing all this, so we ain't gonna worry about all that.
Sad, man. Sad situation. So.
But again, this all comes when they realize that they putting a pill out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly.
This was filed today, y'all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The answer for the appeal is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. They're trying to hurry up and get something out there.
Right.
For that month. That's kind of telling you something a little bit, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's telling you a little bit that he's coming out. That's what it looks like.
Again, and the defense doesn't even have all the discovery.
They don't.
You said it.
But Karen, you say yes, he's still in custody. But here's the deal: most likely, it's probably going to be he's going to be sent home, right?
Yeah.
Now they're trying to put out something where the jury could be hidden, so he won't know who the jury selection is. That's what I'm believing. I'm believing that he's going to be set free.
Mm-hmm.
And let's hope and pray.
Yeah.
It's where we in New York.
But see, the other thing is the people that are on YouTube have stopped this freaking violence talk.
Because it's not doing nothing but affecting the case even more. And again, they're using everything that people are doing now, that people did then, that people did up like they're using everything and they're putting out there. And this stuff back and forth is not even making it better.
It's not.
It's not. Because that's gonna get talked about in there. You see these people out here threatening. You see these people out here doing this. You see these people out here calling themselves this. That's in the freaking paperwork.
Yeah.
So now you're part of it. Now they think you're gonna be doing the work for him, and then he's the one getting blamed. Y'all not even getting it in there.
Exactly.
He the one is getting blamed.
Exactly, sis.
Vanetta said that Harvey is still behind bars.
I thought so.
That's what I thought. I thought so. I read up on it, and then he was back behind bars.
I thought he was sent home.
Yeah, I thought
he was back behind bars.
Good.
That's good. Yeah, that's good for him. That's where he need to be.
But like you said, Randa, this.
Oh, you welcome, Benji. You welcome.
Them threats, they gonna use it. I mean, it needs to stop.
That's the other thing. Some of our people that was on this side have criminal background. Okay, let's just face it.
Criminal background. And they do play a part in everything.
Exactly. Yeah. Criminal background, especially you have gun charges, you got this and all that. They're gonna look at this, and these people are supposed to be R. Kelly supporters, so they're gonna.
Then if you're affiliated with gangs and all this other stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
You just heard her read it. They trying to put him like with some Staten Island crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Stephanie.
Sorry, go ahead, Sylvia. I'm sorry. Girl, that makes me so mad.
I've been nervous. It's like, this is crazy that this man has to go through this, and people are making it into about them. And that's the sad part about it.
And all you clubs that agree with the crap and be back and forth and
did you see
ain't finally put your foot down and says, you know what? Enough is enough. Because when is enough enough?
Karen said she remembered the blogger was addressing potential jurors, y'all.
Wow.
I mean, it's not a game. This is
yes, Karen, I remember that. I remember that.
Real.
I don't think you remember. I don't think you seen that one, but I was telling you about that one, Sylvia.
We don't know, Georgia girl.
I stay away from the stuff that these people put out. I don't watch nothing that they have. I don't watch any of it because I don't even want my mind to even go into that negativity.
Right, that's what they doing. Trying to make him seem like he's the big person sitting at the top. You know, you got the mob and trying to make him look like he's sitting at the top and got everybody everything for him.
They trying to make him out to be
being locked up. And then you got people out here talking about let's go find this person.
Yeah.
This is this victim's dad's church. Like, what the fuck? Then you go on people's thing giving interviews and you showing pictures, and we know that is you because we see you show the freaking paperwork that's in the freaking prosecutor's documents, and then you showing pictures of the girl.
They're trying to make him out to be a kingpin.
Or y'all fall behind it. Oh no, he's the one. We gonna fall behind this. The con man.
But they for R. Kelly. Y'all. They're for the justice of R. Kelly. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. And there's a whole bunch of them, y'all.
That's definitely. We already know he behind it.
There's a whole bunch of people that are following this nonsense. It's a whole bunch of them, and they thinking it's okay. Robert is the one that's behind bars that is being affected by everything that's happening out there. Somebody they're gonna say he did it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so selfish. And then here's the thing: you got people saying that he's telling people to direct them from phone calls. and put them on the internet.
You got people showing videos of these Jane Does, supposedly Jane Does, half naked on the internet, taunting them, teasing them, picking at them.
Making it worse.
Yeah, you got freedom of speech, but you ain't doing nothing but hurting the person that's behind bars.
Right. They ain't doing nothing but making it worse.
They're gonna keep riding and dying for him. They're gonna keep riding. They don't.
And y'all know what? Exactly. Even though this shit is in the paperwork, they still gonna follow this man. They still gonna think this man is for him.
Yeah.
He is definitely.
It's stupid.
It is.
You can see it right before your eyes, and you still gonna sit there and be like, Look at the facts. We ain't talking about beef with this person, beef with that person. We talking about facts. What we seeing going on, what's going on, what's in the paperwork, all that. It ain't about who you follow, who you like.
Yeah, exactly.
What is in the indictment? What is the name of the person in there? I mean, that's what you got to go for. It's in black and white. How? I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. But they think it's funny. They think it's a game. They really do.
Yeah.
Again, you said it earlier. You said it earlier, Sylvia. Majority of them have background, a criminal background. Just because you got a criminal background don't make you an expert in knowing stuff. It makes you an expert in your situation. Because did you go up there and handle that for yourself? No, you had a lawyer, right? Okay, you're not an expert.
Then they dogging the lawyers out. Let's not forget about that.
And then talking about new lawyers. Y'all know it's too late in the game for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Common sense.
Y'all sitting over here talking so bad about the lawyers that he hired.
But Eva, I understand you said they have to prove it, but here's the thing: they're keeping him in jail because of the stuff that is going on. Yes, they have to prove it, but he can't even get out. He can't even get a bail because of the nonsense.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
He has to be sitting behind bars and on something that he has not even been convicted of. Why? Because of the nonsense that's going on here. There's people talking crap, telling lies. That's why he's behind bars. That is the reason. And every time he's ready to go out, somebody's putting something else.
Yeah. That's it.
Now, I understand they got to prove it, but why don't he have to sit behind bars right now? Why?
This has got to stop.
And you know the game is not fair for him.
Exactly.
It's not a fair field for him at all. So why play into the bullshit that they putting out there? Why?
Good question.
Right, Vanetta.
Good question.
Right, Miss Jason, that fake ass. You right.
We don't know, Dimples.
Who had a bat and a gun? You read in the motion. I don't know.
There was no name.
Yeah.
I don't know, Vanetta. I mean, Dimples. I don't know. It's making me frustrated. I'm getting angry, and I know I shouldn't. But the point is, some of the stuff that is going on out here on the YouTube street that these people are sitting here and using against Robert. Every nonsense every threat that is being done on YouTube, it goes back into his case. Why? Because these people saying that they're for R. Kelly, they're supportive of R. Kelly, they're with R. Kelly, they know R. Kelly, they're related to R. Kelly. I mean, all this bullshit that's happening on the outside that the federal government is using against him. Okay, say that you are a member of his family, but then you have a recording being played of him telling people what to do. Come on. It's not. Enough is enough. You don't have to sit there trying to get fame off of his name. Just if he sends you a letter or whatever, keep it behind closed doors. Why do you have to go in and say, he gave me this, he gave me that. Oh, he gave me. Come on now.
And then they going around talking about I have recordings of him calling me. Like why go around saying that? Because now you got people looking at call logs, you got them, you know what I'm saying? Like they listening and they watching every last one of y'all.
Exactly.
And it's like I sit back and I be like, y'all really that dumb? Y'all really dumb?
Right, Randall.
I'm sorry. I'm and then I watch subs and I'm like, y'all stupid too.
Then you threaten saying stuff about the judge. What dumb stupid shit
They
like
blaming the lawyers.
Then lie on the judge as if this, like, come on, man.
And don't write letters to the judge. I mean, let's be real.
I'm not trying to say anything negative about this, but here's the deal. Prayer works with action, okay?
Yes.
And what we should do and shouldn't do, okay? Not everything is permissible as we should do it. Okay, you're dealing with a black man. You see how we are treated totally different. So we need to walk that straight line, cross all of our T's and dot every single one of our I's. That's the way it is. We can't say, that's America, I'm free. You're not free. You're black.
Right.
We're totally different. The law for him is totally different from a white man. And you see that. You see Avenatti criminals that have been convicted being let out. And this man has never been convicted. And then he's stuck in behind bars. Come on now.
Preach.
Come on. Okay, yeah. I'm a pray. Prayer without works is what? Dead. Let's not talk about let's pray. God gives us a common sense for us to do what is right too.
Right.
We need to do it. What is right?
Right.
All this bullshit needs to stop. It needs to. Seriously.
It does.
Enough is enough. I mean, now if it was your family member caught up in here, you would act totally different. But because you're so distant from him, all you see him as a celebrity, not an individual, that you could still do all this crap and say, "Oh, I'm for him," and then realizing that what you're doing is not helping him at all, not helping him whatsoever. And that's what I'm frustrated about. Everybody wants to be wants to be the person, but then meanwhile, he's the one who's suffering right now. He's suffering because of nonsense from people that are supposedly for him.
Right.
Enough is enough.
Right.
Bunch of bullshit. That's what I see. And look, y'all say I'm not a nice person sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I might be easy and quiet, but enough is enough with the bullshit.
Right.
Enough.
Right.
It's enough. And I know some people in the bush, and I don't give a fuck.
That's right.
Right here. I don't care.
Yeah, it took her a minute to try to say the fuck. She was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just playing.
But when you put me in that level, enough is enough. And I'm so tired of the bullshit that goes on behind these streets.
Right.
Enough.
Right.
Grow up. Grow the hell up. Stop it. And it's all personal, y'all. It's all people trying to make themselves look good on his name, on his behalf, on his brand. That's all these people are doing. Selfish things. Selfish individual things. It's about money, trying to get this, trying to get that. Just because of this damn man's name. Why?
Preach.
Why? What did he do to y'all?
Preach on.
Seriously. If you don't like him, leave him the fuck alone. Stop using his bad name.
Preach on.
Right.
No, I mean seriously, y'all. It's enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Go look what Greenberg just tweeted.
Huh?
Go look what Greenberg just tweeted.
Man, this is crazy.
Can you read it, Miranda?
No. He said he just retweeted something from TMZ and said feds want R. Kelly jurors protected, fear singer's team interfering.
Yeah, I read that earlier. I read that. Everything else he put in there.
This ain't doing that, but making it worse.
I'm tired of folks in here. I really am. I really am. I don't give a shit. I'm tired of them. And they don't understand every single thing, every step that we make, every time we say something, it goes against Robert. It goes.
Yep. That's
It doesn't
exactly
go
what it
against
is.
you or your family members. It goes against him.
But then you'll get the very same people sitting back, don't like what we say, sit there and
Mm-hmm.
talk about it,
Right.
still
Right.
be disrespectful. Let me tell you, I've never seen R. Kelly be disrespectful to women. He's never downed his ex-wife, none of that. So when you sitting on the YouTube streets and you're supposed to be a blogger, blogging information, giving information out, keeping track of what's going on, and you over here dogging out potential witnesses, potential
Mm-hmm.
victims that that are named Jane Doe. Then you giving other bloggers Jane Doe titles. Then you making other people part of the shit that ain't part of the shit. You're confusing people, and you're not even on track. You shouldn't even blog about him. That's
Um,
not even what you here for. Because you talking about you going back and forth, pulling up, wanting to fight, shoot this person, shoot that person. Like none of that is helping him. It's looking more and more like an enterprise on the outside of what is in the indictment.
Preach it.
Kiva, no, I'm not upset with you. No, I'm just upset with the situation. What others are doing. You haven't done anything. Trust me. No, it's just other things I have seen, I have heard. That is what's upsetting me. That is not what you said at all. It's just that you know how sometimes something triggers something, and it's just like, okay, let me just let it out. I'm tired of this. Okay, that is where I'm at, and it has nothing to do personally with you.
And you know what? It's gonna take these subs. I've heard it said it before. It's gonna take y'all subs to wake the fuck up. The one
Exactly.
it's already subs out here woke, but y'all need to wake the fuck up and
Yep.
stop entertaining the mess and get back to
Mhm.
business and get back to R. Kelly for real.
That's right.
Exactly.
Lisa Marie, thank you. She says I'm
Sylvia hit 300 subscribers, y'all.
That's what's
Congratulations,
up.
Sylvia.
Congratulations.
it's not about the stop. Okay, that's not.
It's not about the subscribers, but she just hit 300. But yeah, man, I mean, we
That's what
gotta
we
get
all
back. We
do.
gotta get back to business. We gotta get back on track. Let me tell you, we all started this way, and then we went like it's
Mm-hmm.
so many different freaking roads right now, and the main road is like so many obstacles that ain't nobody trying to even go over. They ain't trying to handle. They too busy. Oh, I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go that way. Fuck you. I don't like you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You got some bloggers out here. They ain't even giving commentary.
Guys, I'm gonna put something out here, and I know y'all guys probably okay. One person that I see, even though she has gone in the wrong direction a couple of times and things like that, and we have to reel her back in. Reel her back in is Sharon Winbush. Okay, I have never seen that woman ask anybody for no cash app. I've never seen her ask. She's never put anything out there, but she has always been fighting for R. Kelly. Okay.
And you don't gotta see her face to know she for R. Kelly. Okay.
This woman, like in the past, her and when I first started out, when she came on the scene, every Sunday we used to have calls of action plan of what we need to do to help Robert. This is way before he actually went to jail and all that. She used to have us to send things out to the Trump and to different organizations for us to just keep out, hitting them on the Twitter, hitting them on this, because I even open up that's how I end up opening up an IG account and also a Twitter account, because she was just giving us different directions. She would give us a letter and we would send it out, boom, 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 every day. We would do boom, 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 boom. We were just working and working and working. If you guys really, really want to go up and support somebody who's really going hard for Robert, I would say go to Sharon's page. And y'all, I know some of you guys may not agree because some of the things that's happening lately, she's been off her vein because she's getting caught up with the nonsense that's going on. But I would say let's go and see what's going on. And then also the march that's happening with Gucci. Okay, I don't know what Chicago's doing. I'm not saying not to go there, but the point, if it's going to help Robert's thing to get recognized, do it. Do whatever's needed to help Robert out.
Right. Everything is free though. You don't have to spend no money.
Yeah, I mean the free stuff. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, you guys, this is not a fair playing field. It's not fair.
It's not.
So we got to get the media involved. We got to get the radio station to start realizing that we as supporters, as fans, want to still hear R. Kelly. We got to get out there and be visible. Okay, we have to, or else they're gonna railroad this man. They're gonna use him as a poster child for that nonsense. You understand what I'm saying? We really get out there and work. It's not about who do the most work or what person does this. It's about all of us coming together and doing what it is. You don't even have to come together with anybody. What's wrong with Gucci? No, Gucci's excellent. Yes, Gucci definitely, because we're gonna do the march in New York. There's nothing wrong with Gucci. Gucci's good. No, but I was just giving, because Gucci doesn't have a channel, and I was just giving you individuals who have channels, and especially, of course, Dana, because Dana and I are one. But I was just saying, individual who has not been part of our little group here. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact that Sharon has always been advocating for Robert. I have not seen anything that was on her own personal gain at all. This woman has worked for the man, and she is appreciative for the things he has done and taught her. So what she's doing now is giving back into him because he is in need. He needs help from her, and she's reaching out as a friend to help, to have someone to help him. Okay? She can't do it by herself. Nobody can do it by themselves. We all have to do it together. Sitting behind these computers is not going to help Robert at all. It might help you get direction, but everybody got to do something. Get out there, do something. Do something. Talk to a friend, a family member who doesn't believe he's innocent. Talk to them about what's going on. Get the information that Prima Donna or this person, that person posts it on their website. Get that information so every individual, like you, I talk to one person, that person talk to another person, and then it spreads. Let's do it that way. Because we cannot let this man get railroaded, okay? No matter how much people feel he's guilty, but he is innocent until proven guilty. His morality and things should not be on a jury at all. He should not be on trial. What you think of when somebody should have a boyfriend, girlfriend, 10,000 girlfriend, whatever, that is not what's on trial. A criminal case is on trial. Okay? I do not believe that this man should be treated the way he is being treated. He's being treated unfairly. Okay? No matter how you think about he got this girl and all, that's morality. It has nothing to do with this at all. Okay? Let us just stick to what is right. He should have the same privileges as a white person that's going to trial. You see Epstein? You see what happened to him? He was convicted. And look, he was still out. Right?
Yeah.
So Rob should get the same fair treatment.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. No personal feeling about what his lifestyle is. That's none of our business. Period.
Right.
But he is being treated unfairly, and that's what we need to stand on. Innocent until proven guilty. And right now, the law says he's innocent. He's innocent, no matter what.
Right.
No matter what our personal opinion about him is, he's innocent.
And let me make this very clear. We are all guilty at some point. We indulged in the nonsense, okay? We are all guilty. Let me make that clear before people said, oh, y'all did it too. Yeah, we all guilty. But at some point, we pulled ourselves back and said, you know what? Not for the nonsense no more.
That's right.
Right.
We all thought it was funny. We had our fun and stuff. Now it's not funny. It's not funny. It's not. It's time to be serious and it's time to take this stuff serious. And it's time to get out of the drama.
It's time to take a stand.
We gotta take the drama away from this case, away from the situation, and it's gotta stop with YouTube. YouTube is viewed by millions of people. Okay.
Exactly. It's time to take a stand.
Guys, this is time for us to ponder the action plan of what we need to do. Get out there.
Yeah, man, it's very upsetting, and it's annoying, man.
It is.
None of this stuff is helping. None of this stuff is helping him.
It's not.
All these, I work behind the scenes and do this. What you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? Here's the thing. Who cares?
Not even that. What are you doing? Like, you're still indulging in the nonsense.
Exactly.
You sit here and say you working behind the scenes, you doing this, but you still partake in nonsense.
Mm-hmm. It's
I don't care what you're doing. Just make sure you ain't working in behind the scenes with criminals
Yeah.
that are cons,
mm-hmm.
conning all y'all. People are listed in the indictment. You need to read it. They ain't putting names out, but you need to read and watch the people that are giving interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again.
Angie's coming in. Angie, you have to connect your mic.
That's crazy.
It says it's not connected, Angie. You need to not connect your mic.
Fire internet.
There you go. Hey, Angie. Can you hear me, Angie?
Nah, you can't hear.
Angie. Can you hear us? She's having some technical difficulty, guys. Hold on.
Yeah,
United we stand, divided we fall.
exactly. That's a perfect sign. That's a perfect sign.
Okay, listen, Nate, these kind of comments, please refrain from that because this is not the time for it, okay? I'm serious.
Exactly.
It's not the time.
Can you hear me?
So I'm gonna give you one warning. If you making comments like that, you will be removed and blocked, okay? It's not the time.
Can y'all hear me?
No, okay, go ahead, Nate, these kind of comments, please refrain from that because this is not the time for it. Lower the volume.
Can you hear me?
So I'm gonna give you one warning.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. Oh man. Okay. I forgot what I was gonna say. Hold on. Y'all can still hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, guys, could you zap LL Cool Nate, please now? Please zap him. Remove him, please. Remove him. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry, Angie.
No, that's okay. So I mean, this kind of goes back to what I was saying before about letting R. Kelly know exactly, what's going on, because of course he's getting just one side of the story. Okay. If he's getting one side of the story, you already have the other people over there trying to replace the attorneys, whatever, because they're going back and telling him all kinds of things about the attorneys, what they're not doing, and things of that nature. And my whole thing is, of course, I'm not picking a side or whatever. I only wanted to, to try to explain the law, whatever, as we were going forward or what have you. But when you have people attacking the lawyers and attacking subscribers, attacking YouTubers or what have you, that has nothing to do with R. Kelly. What will happen is what's going on now is that he's going to be held accountable for the things that people are doing.
the best, okay, obstruction, the obstruction charge is really the reason why he can't get a bond. And, you know, and they're going on and on. And as you see, the obstruction, it keeps popping up in different, you know, indictments, the motions, the rebuttals, and everything. And the best way to fight a charge is to get rid of it. Okay. He's not going to be able to get rid of an obstruction charge when you have people, you know, YouTubers, excuse me, over there trying to, you know, investigate people and posting, you know, people's personal information, calling the alleged victims, you know, all kinds of names, and it just, I mean, you know, investigating the judge and the prosecutors and the prosecution team. That does not help. That only extends the obstruction. And all those actions, what they're doing, can pop up in the trial itself. I mean, what they have, you know, have put out already for the, you know, for the charge of obstruction, it can be added to, just, you know, like I said, by, you know, what they're doing to, just say, Azrael, or what have you, what they're doing to the judge, and writing letters to the bar association to go for the license of the prosecution teams. And I mean, it's nonsense. That's not helping R. Kelly. He's trying to get rid of some of the charges. He has a co-defendant that he has two co-defendants on a charge, you know, and if the co-defendants can get rid of their charges, then they'll drop that same charge against R. Kelly. But they're not going to drop anything if you have people, you know, just acting all willy-nilly out here on the internet. And the prosecution can easily say that, hey, they're doing that on the behalf of R. Kelly. He's in jail, but he's telling, you know, his supporters and the people he have contact with what to do. They can easily say that. You have videos with some of those people saying that, you know, R. Kelly reached out to my aunt and that's how I got in, or whatever. That sounds like, you know, that sounds like you know, obstruction. That sounds like he's directing people to do the things that they're, you know, that they're doing. And you know that's not true, because you got people going live all in the middle of the night, and R. Kelly sleep somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they don't get it, and that's why I want, you know, people to let him know the full story. You don't want him firing his, thinking that his legal team is inadequate, when, I mean, you know, like I said, it's very easy to get the criminal RICO confused with a civil RICO. You know, you have you know, a team of lawyers that don't have a actual a federal attorney, somebody that has dealt with federal cases, knowing the, you know, Title 18 up and down, and things of that nature. So it's easy to get. I mean, that doesn't mean that they, you know, the lawyers are dumb. They're just, you know, they don't have a legal expert in there, you know, that's been on the federal side. So I mean, you know, and again, we don't even know what the pay arrangement that the attorneys have with R. Kelly. So if they fire Greenberg, whatever, or if Greenberg and Anton get so sick of these YouTube people and they decide to ask the judge to be released from the case, who's to say that, you know, the next attorney that they may get will be, you know, will agree to be paid the same amount the same way? We don't know that. I mean, it's just too much.
Yep.
I mean, it's very frustrating. And I mean, I'm all right with saying this. I mean, and I mean, I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way, but just say if R. Kelly did do this, that, and the third, that doesn't mean that, you know, you can't still support him. That doesn't mean that you condone what happened, but you're still can support him. I mean, that's just like supporting, your loved one. And if they were found guilty of, this, that, and the third, I mean, would you actually kick them, kick them to the curb? That don't mean you condone what he or she did. I mean, just take for example, Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj's brother was, indicted and arrested for what it was, molestation. She was right there for him. She paid for his, legal expenses and things of that nature. She supported him. I'm pretty sure she didn't support what he allegedly done. But I think it's okay to say, well, you know what, regardless of what happened, I'm going to still support him. That don't, like I said, that don't mean you're condoning, what or if whatever he did. So, I mean, it's just too much.
It really
they
is.
are involving themselves in things that they shouldn't be. You got a lot of them think that they're some kind of real, attorney.
Exactly.
And you're not. I mean, for you to think that you can do what somebody has been practicing law for over 25 and the other one over 30 years, if you think that you can get, just because they haven't gotten a motion granted, it's largely probably because of the stuff that the activities that they're doing that's causing him to not be able to get up under that obstruction charge.
Exactly.
That's what they're trying to get rid of. They're trying to fight that obstruction charge. They know that charge pretty much guarantees you're not going to get a bond, a bail.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Yeah, right.
It's frustrating. I mean, like I said, I'm not on either side, but I want a trial to be fair.
Right.
I don't want somebody to be, over prosecuted and going through this, that, and the other because of the action of, a bunch of nuts that then got together and formed a super group. What is going after somebody, their credit and their background and this, that, and the third? How does that help R. Kelly?
It ain't got nothing to do with it.
Okay, the subscriber or the YouTuber that you're going after, doing investigation on them, they're not going to appear in the case. They're not taking a stand either pro or against R. Kelly.
Yep.
I mean, it's just frustrating. That's why he needs to know. And I mean, you know what? And Sharon was asking for, different clips or whatever. I say, whomever has the clips or whatever, send it to her and let her do whatever she's going to do and just get out of her way. Let her handle whatever she's going to handle.
I agree.
Gosh.
But see, they causing less. They're causing a lot of friction where no work is being done. You know what I mean? Friction, unnecessary friction that, time is being wasted. A lot of time is
Exactly.
on this case. A lot of it, time where we could be out there hitting those pavement, making some changes and some fairness for Robert, but sitting in here with these YouTube nonsense for entertainment, and it's sad.
I mean, and Doug Anton, he broke ties with certain YouTubers for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to go and go after his license, and it's crazy. I mean, they don't understand that they are creating a strained relationship between R. Kelly and other supporters, R. Kelly and his attorneys or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, they don't get it because I mean, if you got a 5th grade education and an 8th grade education, I mean, your ignorant ass don't get it. But what you should get is that you're not sitting in the MCC.
No.
It makes absolutely no sense. and sequestering the potential jurors and well, suppressing their information and things of that nature. Every time the prosecution get a chance, they're gonna with every rebuttal or whatever they put out, they're gonna keep reminding everybody that it's obstruction going on, although R. Kelly is in jail. Just pay attention to everything that they're responding to and what they're saying and how they're wording it. And they're all it's all being linked back to obstruction. They want to make sure that that judge have that make that charge stay. I'm sorry, I'm having a problem breathing. Go ahead.
Maybe we need to define what obstruction is so people will get it and understand what layman terms of obstruction is. Because some people don't understand. Some people thinking it's just having to do with the case itself. They don't understand that any action that is pertaining to something that's like this case can be seen as obstructing.
Exactly.
You're attacking part of the victim not the victim, part of the case. That's part of obstruction. You going after them, you saying negative things, you posting pictures of them on the website. That is obstruction.
Yeah, you going and addressing the girl on Twitter and just wherever. That's obstruction. They can always add to, you're giving them more examples to use in the trial.
Yep.
So not only is you're blocking not only are you blocking him from getting a bail or bond, you're also preventing him to having that obstruction charge drop. You're actually giving them actual additional proof to prove that there is a real concern for obstruction. Now they're even putting it down to the potential jurors. Hey, these people are crazy, so we need these jurors protected. And truth be told, most people that's involved in obstruction and it, if it has something to do with RICO or whatever, those people have money and they could pay people to do this, that, and the third to, jurors or potential witnesses and things of that nature. I don't know his finances, but I don't think his money is that long to be, that's usually when they really start talking about sequestering, or keeping the jurors or the jury pool, with where they can't be I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought, so I'm so frustrated at this foolishness. But you know what I mean, usually the defendants or whatever, they usually have like some kind of ties, or where they can mob ties or something similar to it, where they can like pay people to get to jurors and things of that nature. And a lot of times after a trial is over, that's when you find out about other obstruction that took place during the start of the trial to the end of the trial. That's when we usually find out. That's what the concern is. That's what they're trying to say.
Okay, here's the thing. I pull up some terms of obstruction. It's covered as various such as crimes such as witness tampering, retaliation, jury tampering, destruction of evidence, assault on a processor or server, theft of court records. So all of these things are part of what you call obstruction of justice.
Exactly.
You're tampering with witness tampering. It means that threatening them, putting their pictures out, saying some negative things against them that will cause them to not want to testify, or just fearful for their life, or just certain things. Whatever that you think of that you can do to the supposedly alleged victim is tampering. They are witnesses tampering. That's what it is.
Exactly.
You have a right of speech or whatever. If you sitting there, they feel threatened and they feel somebody's coming after them or for any reason, that is witness tampering.
Yeah, and they, I mean, and you know, they keep yelling, "Oh, we have a freedom of speech and this, that, and the third." We all have a freedom of speech and freedom to do this, that, and the third until it's against the law. And if you don't believe me, you can ask Greenberg or you can ask Anton. We all have freedom. You can say whatever you want to say, okay? But once once you do things or say things that are against the law, I mean, you could be, subjected to, penalties for that.
Okay, Vi Die Guy says it's obstruction, but it's BS. It's only because R. Kelly and if their case was strong, as they say, the prosecution wouldn't be worried about YouTubers. They never put their names and records of Jane Doe. Vi Die Guy, I understand what you're saying, but here's the deal. Since we know that they're using YouTubers, we need to basically walk that thin line walk as YouTubers, because we don't want whatever we do to hold Robert accountable for stuff that we do as YouTubers. Yes, we all have our own, we don't know him and all that, but if we're doing things in the name of Robert, well, they can use it against him. They can use it, and that's what they're doing. They're using it wherever that is being said across this internet. If we're foolish enough to put stupidness out there, then they're foolish enough to put it against him.
Especially when you have YouTubers actually saying that R. Kelly reached out to this person, and that's how I got pulled in. Or, R. Kelly sent me a letter, and and thanking me for my support, and so I did this, that, and the third. They can link that too back to him. I mean, because you actually have people saying it on the video. So it doesn't really have anything to do with whether the case is strong or not. The case is always going to be investigated, just like the Epstein. He's dead, but they're still investigating. They're still looking for more evidence, more people to round up.
Michelle said we don't want to point fingers at us. If we stay in the straight and narrow, they can't tell us that we're doing it. If they can't see that we're doing it, they see that the other side is doing it. Okay. I don't think it's so much of the prosecutor being worried. They want as much as they can to get against them. And I agree with you on that, Randall.
That's right, Randall. That's exactly right. Because realistically, if I'm not mistaken, like I said, and thank you, that's my first document that has ever been sent to me. So thank you for that. But if I'm not mistaken, whatever Dana, I forgot what he was reading the other day, but then he said it was 100, and he said there was he read like 106. He said 106 it was a count. Did he say it was an account with 106?
Yeah, he said something like that. It was 100.
Yeah. So it's always a good thing. Prosecutors will always try to get additional evidence or additional anything to get in discovery, because realistically, even though he's been, just say if he has 100 counts, they're probably, I'm pretty sure they may if he is guilty or anything, they may only give him he may be found guilty of just half of them. I'm sorry about my voice, y'all, but he may be found guilty of just half of them. So that's why they always constantly investigating and looking for additional evidence to use against him. Because if just say if somebody has 10 counts and 7 of them they're found not guilty on or whatever, that's only leave like 3 counts, and so that's why they continue to investigate that way. I got to do some of my voice, I'm sorry.
Okay, Georgia Girl said exactly. If they get a letter or a call, they should not put it on social media because they're watching. You're right. You're right. So what Rob writes to somebody, that's between that person and him. It's not. I don't think he ever meant it for them to tend to put it on social media about what conversation he's having with people and things like that. That's an invasion of privacy to me. I would think. Why do you have to prove to anybody that you know him or talk to him? What's the purpose of that?
I think certain people, I'm not gonna say everyone, but I think that they're just working overtime, and it's very counterproductive to try to prove that someone, says that a person says that they're, the sisters or the brothers or what have you. I mean, at this point, it really doesn't matter. If he embraces them, if he says that's his sisters, what have you, then fine. I mean, if they're his sisters, we know at least that they're his cousins. It really doesn't matter.
Can I ask you a
So
question?
I'm not sure why. I mean, why that keeps coming up.
Hold on, Angie. Us knowing that these people are relative of his, has it gotten him out of jail?
No.
Does it make a big difference?
No.
Only person it makes a difference to is him and his private life, right? So it's not relevant. Okay, what's relevant is us getting out there, letting the world knows that he has supporters. We're going to fight to the end for him to get fair justice. That's more important than who his family member is, because I don't give a crap who his family member is. I don't.
I mean, exactly. I mean, the only thing they can
see with anybody. I'm out here as a supporter. That's it. Once this is over with, I can go in the sunset, mind my business, and stay out of it. You understand what I'm saying? But right now, we're come together. There's a purpose for all of us coming together is to help this man. It's not by accident. It's because our fulfillment is to help him to get through this. He should not get through this by himself. You understand what I mean by that?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Whether what I'm saying. I mean, would you, if your child was in the same situation, whatever. I mean, would you withdraw your support from your child? Doesn't mean that you condone whatever. But I mean, you're going to support your child. I mean, normally, I mean, that's what most people would do. As far as having, family, on record or whatever. I mean, they show up to court and show support, but that's not gonna.
You know, I want to see the family at walking on that front line of the marches, the rallies. That's where I want to see the family at. That's what Sylvie wants to see. That's when I care about where the family's at. Okay. Other than that, I don't give a crap. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care who he's related. He could have 20, 30,000 cousins. I don't care. 20,000 sisters or brothers. I don't care. Right. All I care is about, are they going to be in that march? Are they going to be in that front line? Are they going to be there to help their brother or sister, cousin, or auntie out, or nephew? That's all I want to know. That's all. That's all Sylvia cares. Right. And I'm not trying to be offensive to anybody. Right? All I'm saying, him having certain relatives, I don't care. That's all I'm saying. I don't care. I really don't care.
Right. I mean, it does. I mean, it's not, it's still there.
Do you care who my cousins and sister and brother are? No, you don't, right? Okay. I don't care.
Right. It does nothing. I mean, and and everyone keeps hollering, "Oh, I'm working behind the scene. I'm working behind the scene. I'm working behind the scene to do what?" Okay, I mean, they think that it's, I mean, I could get a motion passed and whatever. Trust me. If Greenberg and Anton and the staff of attorneys, if they haven't gotten a motion passed or what have you, it's slim to none that anyone over there will be able to get a motion passed. I mean, that's realistically. I mean, they're on Sesame Street in La La Land.
But they would be on that team too. They would be right there behind with Steve and Doug and Thomas. They would be right there with Michael. They would be right there behind that, that the defensive side. They would be right there. We don't want street attorneys here. We don't care about that either. We don't really.
Right. I mean, it's really crazy.
Last time I read these documents, I didn't see anybody named but the lawyers that he had. That's what that's the names I see. Everybody just like me, non-lawyers.
Exactly. Right.
I know my lane. My lane is just to sit back and do what I can.
Yeah, and not, attack, attorneys that have gone to school for this. I mean, what do you think that you're going to do that Greenberg and Anton, hasn't done or hasn't thought of? It just don't work like that. I just don't know. But this is what when you think it's a good idea to have, somebody with a 5th grade education, an 8th grade education, a background of breaking and entering, murdering people, stalking, and all kinds of crazy stuff. If you think that is, if people like that is going to help his case, then something is wrong with you. When you see people going out, you see other defendants or what have you. They don't have a support of, pooking them in the street, people that they used to sell drugs with, and whatever come to court and show up on their behalf as support. You don't see that.
Yeah.
They got coming in with some sense.
Yeah.
And so what you're saying now is every chance the prosecutors have, they're going to remind you that there is obstruction that's continuously going on. Everything they put out, anything they're going to attach. Oh, we need protection because of, our Mr. Kelly's dangerous associates, and their history of obstruction. So that I want them to go back and tell them the truth. Tell them why. Tell them what they've done to cause so many people on YouTube to retaliate back on them. Because see, the crossfire is affecting R. Kelly.
Yeah.
When they're shooting at somebody and somebody's shooting back,
yeah,
it's affecting him.
Well, guys, what are we going to do? The 68 that's on this live right now, what are we as supporters are going to do? What is the action plan for us? Huh? Are we going to continue with the nonsense of being caught up in some of these emotions, or are we going to do what is right and support? Spread the word about his innocence. Talk to family members, that type of stuff. Everyone needs to stop beefing with each other YouTubers, and people need to leave his lawyers alone. R. Kelly got his lawyers. If he don't want them, he has control of letting them go if he wants to. Absolutely. Okay. His attorney can file charges on those bloggers for defamation of character and other charges. True. Right. What are we as individuals, supporters, fans, whatever we call ourselves, what are we going to do as far, because we have September is 2 months away. This is July, August, September. September is 2 months away. The 28th of September, there's going to be a rally in New York City. New York is the first trial, okay, when it's supposed to start. So therefore, we need to govern ourselves in a manner that the next 2 months does not affect him in his case. We need to if we need to, contact a radio station and have him to play his music for a reminder of who he is and what he has done in his music. If we can tell good stories, we can do live. Okay, let's do this. Okay. My next live tomorrow evening, we're gonna get on. I'm gonna bring any individuals on who can tell good things about R. Kelly. Okay, maybe somebody's watching. Maybe someone is gonna watch and see the good things he has done. Okay,
Right.
how he touched you personally, your personal experience with him. You can come online and we're going to talk about R. Kelly. You know, those who have met him, those who he has inspired and made a difference in their life. Because you know what, I'm going to even bring my husband on because he can tell you stories about what R. Kelly has done in Uganda. You know, just places like, let's go and do a positive show on R. Kelly. The next few days of us getting on live, all we're going to do is talk about the stuff that he has done positive in different countries, different people's lives, and things like that. That's what we need to do. Ignore the beefing that's going on the internet. Let's talk about real things. I'm going to bring I'm going to tell you my personal experience about when I met R. Kelly. My daughter's going to tell her personal experience, and just different people going to bring in their personal experience, what R. Kelly means to them, what he has done for them as far as music. Even talk to Jasmine, how he has changed her life. Because remember, she told her story yesterday about how he has made her feel that she can do anything, you know, the struggles that he has done. That's what we need to start focusing on. So when they open up those YouTubers and channel, they can see positive stuff going on about R. Kelly. Not people fighting with each other, not people bashing or threatening or going people credit. No. Let's not do that. Let's start talking about the positive things that R. Kelly has done for his community, for your community, in your life, your personal experience. Even listening to his music. Even say somebody I'm just trying to use an example, like, you know, somebody was about to commit suicide. They listened to his song, he saved me. Boom, that song made a big difference. Like, let's just talk about things like that. Okay, let's do that. So when somebody pull up the channels, that 3,000 or whatever people I have on my channel could start hearing good stuff about R. Kelly, and it could spread like wildfire. Let's do that. How about that?
You know, and I said, you know, and I suggested that, you know, almost a year ago. And when I went to look for, you know, different things, I found, you know, he was involved with charity basketballs, I think it was for breast cancer. I mean, there's actual video out there, you know, with that particular event, him in that event.
Absolutely.
That's the stuff that, you know, people, you know, should have been gathering and submitting to the attorneys. Because I mean, I can pretty much guarantee that the defense that they're going to use, they're going to go with the strategy, because with the strategy, that's allowing more options, more, you know, things that they can bring up, more defenses to what the prosecution has. Of course, they're going to have to deal with the evidence, try to impeach the evidence. But I'm thinking pretty sure that they're going to go with the strategy. Exactly. And what I mean by that, instead of going by like the norm, so it's you know, of course, the prosecution have the, you know, burden of proof, and they have to prove that he is at least. I'm sorry, I could barely talk. They have to prove that he's at least 50% guilty, but they don't have to prove that he's 100% guilty. Okay, and normally they have to. Normally, what happens in the case, you have to. The prosecutor is going to raise something called causation, or it's the but-for test, meaning that, you know, R. Kelly was they're trying to say that R. Kelly did this, and his action was the results of what have you. I'm sorry, I can barely talk. And what the defense usually do is try to, break into, causation. I'm rambling now, but I'm sorry, I'm rambling now. I'm trying to give you the an example of it, going but doing the norm, and then doing the norm, which is trying to defend the causation. I can barely talk. I'm sorry. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is the defense, I'm pretty sure they're going to go with a strategy. That way they have to make the prosecutor prove more things. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? I can barely talk. I'm sorry.
Hey, the other thing too, guys. Okay, remember there was a documentary, the one that Shabazz talked about. Okay, I'm gonna give homework to some of you guys. Those who have seen that documentary, I need for you to go into that documentary and look at the good things that Robert has done in the documentary. Okay, I'm going to talk about the stuff in Africa because I know that from personal experience with my husband. I'm going to bring the stories that my husband has told me about what Robert has done in Africa. Okay, I need every single one of you guys. Okay,
My voice.
I do an evening show, a night show. We're going to talk about the good things of R. Kelly. And I know, I know Levi has several stories because I mean I've heard so many stories of what he has talked. Him and I talk and things like that he has said of what Robert. I mean I'm like in awe of some of the stuff that he has done. Even his friends, they can go out and start talking about the stuff that Robert has done.
Exactly.
Good thing will overshadow the negativity. So let's focus on pushing positive stuff about him. Positive experience. Even you can talk about your experience at a show. How much joy that he has brought to your life, your family members, stuff like that. Let's do that. Let's make it contagious that wonderful things about Robert will be said out to the world. Okay, let's not focus on the negative. The negative have been overshadowing his brand for so long. Let's do that together. Let us start talking about nothing but wonderful things. Hopefully some blogger will take on something that's being said, that's being done right here, and so we could spread it all over. You understand what I'm saying? This will help to remove all that negative, and start putting positive energy out there. It's whatever energy you put out there into the universe is what you're going to get back. So if we start putting positive energy, God is going to see that, and He's going to shadow nothing but blessings and wonderful things in Robert's life right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's just put out the positive. Put out the positive, nothing negative. Anybody's coming to you with the negative, shut it down. Get off that live, and let's focus on positive things for Robert Sylvester Kelly. That's what he injubrates. Positive, wonderful thoughts. He doesn't talk negative about anybody. So let's start doing that. Let's emulate some of the things that he has done. The characters, the songs. Go dissect some of the songs and see what it means to you. Talk about that. You get what I mean? Let's do that.
Right. I mean, that's an excellent idea, and if, people can, if you can find people that can agree to come on and talk or whatever, if somebody can do a video of people talking about their good experiences. I mean, send that to the attorneys.
Absolutely. Yeah. Positive experiences and what he means. Everybody's talking negative. Let's talk about positive, okay? Let's do that. Because guys, I got some stories that what my husband told me when he's been in Africa. Oh my God, y'all be like, wow. And that's why they love him over there in Africa. They love Robert. The negative stuff doesn't even get to them. They close their ears when there's stuff negative about him. All they see is positive. They can't even believe that these people are treating him this way because they appreciate him over there. Some of us, we take him for granted. We try to, I don't even want to talk about it. let's stick with the positive stuff that we can talk about. Because I'm going to share my husband's experience. I'm going to share my experience, my daughter's experience, just experience, wonderful experience about Mr. Sylvester Kelly. You know, the man that's a superstar, but was able to talk to regular common people. You know, who didn't put
And
himself above us, but saw us as, and it was like, it felt really like, oh my God, this man is such a superstar, but he's willing to just talk to regular people. He didn't like shun us and look like, okay, who are these peasants or anything like that. He didn't make us feel that way. He welcomed us. He made us feel like regular people, and he was a regular person. You know, even though some people were nervous of being around him, but he was a regular guy. And that's what we need to talk about. We need to talk about how he made us feel special as individual, and talk about how that, you know, there was a video when he had a lady who was in a wheelchair, how he came up and he put her right there and he hugged her. He was loving on her. You know, how he made everybody feel special in some kind of way, even though others made it was like jealous of each other, but they felt he made them feel so important, you know. And that's why I think some of these alleged victim is so upset, because they want to keep that relationship going and they can't have it anymore, and so now they're mad, you know. That's what I see. Scorned women, you know.
and also and because he's charged with some financial crimes, if there are people that he's done business with in the past that have a positive experience with him, that would really help as well.
Yep. Yep.
If he had some, if he had some help people, even if you help people, you know, with their business or what have you, help, promoted their business. If he had, business partners that he, you know, have done business with, if he had artists that he broke or whatever, all of that in a video or what have you, or statements, what have you, that would help. That's the stuff that needs to go to his attorneys.
Yes. 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 Absolutely.
Because you're saying that he committed, X amount of, financial violations, what have you. Well, you have a whole string of businesses that he's dealt with, and they've had positive experiences with them. You remember, you're always trying to counter whatever the negative is.
Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm going to read a scripture to you guys. I always try to back things up on scripture and what the Lord says. Okay. I'm going to read a scripture, Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. It says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if any of these things are excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things. So what I need you guys to do for me is think of things that are beautiful, wonderful about this man, Robert Sylvester Kelly. That's what we're going to focus on. Nothing negative, nothing, all praiseworthy. We're going to give you praiseworthy things about him, things that are excellent about him. How much he's such a beautiful, a musical genius, how he came from having the condition he is of dyslexia, just all the awesome things that a regular individual may have crumbled, but this man succumbed to all of that, and he rose to higher places that some of us will probably never get a chance to go. You understand what I'm saying? Let us focus.
Right.
Let us focus on the goodness. Let's do that.
Right. You have to find all the positive stuff you can find on him. Excuse me, find on him, and make sure that that's stuff that you put out, instead of just negative day after day, attacking and all of that. It's not helping. As you can see, it's hurting.
Yeah.
Because every time the prosecution get a chance, they're going to remind you of obstruction.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna put out my email, and I need those who's scared to get on live, and I will even read your positive letters or things that you know about Robert, what he has done for you, and I'll read it online. And those who are willing to come, I will put the link in for you to come in and just talk about it. That's what we're gonna do from now until we go to court. It's all gonna be positive things about Robert. The world's gonna know who Robert is, and on the positive side, not that negative, because we've been like flooded with negativity about him, and we don't want that anymore. Okay. Oh, thank you, Dimples. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna focus on nothing but positive things about Robert. Okay. And if you hear some, do not even entertain some of this stuff. Don't entertain it. Just wipe it out. Angie, you got anything else to say? So I'm about to close down.
No, that's it. That's about it.
All right, guys. So remember, only on things that are lovely, a praise report. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna focus on those things. We're gonna focus on positive. And anything that's negative that you see on YouTube, shut it out. Get it out of your psyche. Remember, whatever you put out in the universe is what you're gonna get back. So let's put positive vibes out there for Robert. That's all we're gonna do. And anytime, witchcraft is when you wish negative on somebody. So there are people who are performing witchcraft against Robert. So we're going to combat that with positive. And I believe love and positivity is going to overpower whatever negative that's out there. Okay?
Right.
Let's do that, guys. Remember, I love you guys. I really, really do. I mean it. I do love you guys. So have an awesome, awesome day, and we'll chat tomorrow. Okay? Love you. Bye.
All right, Joe. Bye.
Bye, Ange. Thanks, Ange.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.